Judge McFarland, I want to read you something and ask whether you agree or disagree with it. It's a couple of sentences. I'll go slowly. By tradition, senators are very involved in the nomination of federal judges from their states. And both senators and presidents have regularly used judicial appointments to curry and pay off favors. Consultation with home state senators is valuable when they're committed to selecting the best possible nominees. It's harmful when they're looking for jobs for the boys. This is a significant part of why so many Republican appointments have been disappointing on the federal bench. Although technically nominated by the president, who had promised originalist judges, they were selected by a senator who picked a supporter or a friend from the Good Old Boys Network. Do you agree with that?
Senator, I am a product of a bipartisan commission with a 28-member.
Yes, sir. I'm not talking about you. I'm just asking if you agree with that statement.
In my experience, I would disagree.
Okay. Are you a member of the Federalist Society?
I am.
Okay. This appeared on the Federalist Society last week, apparently as part of their official policy. What do you disagree? What part do you disagree with?
Of your first statement?
Of what I read you, the Federalist Society policy.
I'm not familiar with what appeared on the network or.
Yeah, I just read it to you.
Oh, that appeared.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. As far as me, I was a product of the bipartisan commission. I have been an independent voice on the judiciary as relating to my role as a Court of Appeals judge.
Right. I'm not suggesting this applies to you.
Okay.
Do you think generally senators, United States senators, have just picked their buddies?
I do not.
Do we even get to pick? I thought the president nominated.
Under the Constitution.
That worked in your case, huh?
Yes. The president nominated me with consultation, and this is part of the process of the checks and balances that I'm grateful to participate in. And I'm grateful to have the support of both senators and the nomination of the president.
You bet. Any of you, the others of you members of the Federalist Society? No? Yes?
No, Senator.
I mean, I'm not criticizing it. Do y'all disagree or agree with that statement, that position of the Federalist Society?
Senator, I can only say what the process I went through was not that way. I certainly went through a bipartisan process, and I can only speak from my own experience.
Okay. Judge?
Senator, I am not a member of the Federalist Society.
Do you agree with the statement that I just read?
I am not aware of all the other selections, so I don't think I can intelligently comment on that.
Okay. Yes, Counselor.
Thank you, Senator. I think that selecting high-quality judges who are committed to the rule of law is a very important part of the judicial selection process, and I'm pleased that in Ohio we have a bipartisan screening process that helps identify good candidates for the bench, or at least I hope that's what they do. But
Okay, thank you. Let me ask a couple more. I'm gonna land this plane on time and stay within my limit. Judge Malloy, what's the Chevron doctrine? The Chevron doctrine?
My understanding of the Chevron doctrine is that courts have to give deference to administrative agencies when they're interpreting a statute that's within their jurisdiction.
Okay, fair enough. Judge Riggs, insurance roadblock, which we know is legal so long as it is applied with neutral criteria. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir, I see that often.
Okay. While you're waiting in line at an insurance roadblock, let's start with can first. Can the police bring one of their dogs and sniff for drugs walking around the outside of your car, even though you've just been stopped to check for insurance?
Are you talking about in New Mexico, Senator?
No, ma'am, I'm talking about anywhere in America.
In my state, they can.
Why? Tell me the reasoning. Quickly, because then I'm making a liar out of myself. I'm going over.
I don't mean to make you go over yourself, sir. The law in New Mexico has stated, in the interpretation of the courts, that they are outside. It is not an intrusion into the vehicle, and it is not an intrusion into the privacy of the vehicle, and it allows it.
So it's legal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman.